We find that legislators really pay attention to their hometowns and to their elected officials from cities and towns across the state. And if our cities and towns and the elected officials have a good relationship with their legislators, the policies and laws that do get passed in time are more favorable to cities and towns.
Pretty much everything I've introduced in local legislation has actually come from the cities or counties in my district.
I think just realizing that the relationship piece of their job as an elected official at the local level is equally important in being an advocate for the city and town at the state level.
A fair amount of my job involves communicating with the members of the General Assembly.
It's really critical. I'm a believer in local governance. They are the closest to their constituents, their voters, and if I don't hear from them about what the key issues are, the emerging issues, I can't help. So unless we have a great line of communication, and I believe we do, I really can't be of assistance to the local officials.
We really didn't have a problem getting them off the sidelines. They were very much in it from the beginning of the legislative session at the beginning of 2017.
They are really working hard to inform their legislators on really what cities and towns do, the jobs that they create, the economic development and all the activities and investments that they make to make their towns better, which ultimately makes the state better. And that message and telling that story has been very effective and very helpful in communicating with legislators and developing and furthering those effective relationships with legislators.
There was a big issue. It's called impact fees, more specifically water and sewer capacity fees. I had no idea what that was until my local officials got together with me and explained the dilemma we faced.
I mean, it was looking bad from the Carthage case, if you will, and the fees that you could charge and couldn't charge.
A healthy state of North Carolina depends on healthy cities, on healthy counties, and this court decision, had the potential to cause significant fiscal harm to those cities, those counties, to the taxpayers of those cities and counties. And we need healthy cities, we need healthy counties to have a healthy state of North Carolina.
Yes, there were a number of bills that were under consideration that, if they had been enacted, would have had negative consequences upon the city of Winston-Salem, including the billboard bills.
House Bill 581.
I think with the billboard issue, one of the things that kept so many people involved and engaged is from the time that it came up to the time that it was defeated on the House floor, folks were wanting every 3 or 4 days to know, what's the status? Where does it stand?
And our members were very educated about it. They talked to their legislators when they were at home. Some came to Raleigh to talk with them when the bill was being considered.
I've had a history on that issue. Flat Rock community, who I served on the council, was probably formed because they didn't want billboards in this historical area, and so I knew where my cities were on that. That's one of those issues that I really looked to the league's lobbyists to sort of fan out and be my ears and eyes, and most importantly, to get city council people and mayors to communicate with their legislators.
Billboards looked like it was going to be close. When it got to the floor, it was not. And that was a big hurrah for local government and their authority.
That battle was won because city and again, town and local government officials talked to their legislators.
It showed the power of, from all sides, working towards the common goal.
There's just no substitute for making sure people grow in their relationships with one another to the point that they trust one another, can be honest with one another, and it's just like everyday life. If you know someone, you trust someone, you're going to get more done than with someone you've never met or someone you don't trust. So we crossed that bridge long before the issue arose.
My senator used to kid me that I continue to act like a local government official, and I chided him that he would be better served if he paid a little more attention to those folks that were, had the closest contact to the people we all represent.
And while we may not always agree, we have always agreed to sit down and listen to each other. And I think that's a great way to engage your delegation members and to be effective.